Okay, that said, now I'm going to let, first of all, Dusty talk about resolutions 324, 424, and then we'll have the report from the nominating committee as it is specific right now to the commission. So let's start with just the commission, because the commission's role right now, this meeting, is to elect the executive committee of the 17th.
So, first of all, I thank you all for your patience.
Yes, very much so.
So Reed Smith has been representing SBC for many, many years. And so over time, I did look at the bylaws of the commission. And I did also look at the bylaws of the corporation, which we'll get to next time. And last time they were time was in 2010. So things evolved over that time, and probably the way we were operating wasn't really in bylaws. So we really need to update these bylaws so that we're operating within them. And that, I guess, is going to be for the next elected officers of the commission to appoint a committee to do that. What you have before you is resolution number 324, and the nominating committee worked on that. However, there are 3 at-large members listed on that nominating committee. What listed on that members of the executive committee that legally are not in the bylaws. There are no at-large members in the bylaws, although probably Lynn or somebody who's been on here a long time knows that there have been at-large bylaws members for a long time. So I know Vince came in, and I've talked to him, Vince Valdez, who came in 2020, and he made a lot of changes. One of the things he said we should even got to was looking into bylaws, but he did make a lot of changes, and he did a lot of things, including getting you all into a new space. I also talked to Rich, and he knows that we have to, update and work within our bylaws. So I'm not saying that there should never be at-large members, and perhaps that once the bylaws committee looks at that would be what they recommend. But right now, the bylaws don't provide for at-large members. So my recommendation is we do not vote on at-large members to be part of the executive committee of the commission, even though the nominating committee did work on that. So I'm going to turn it over to Lynn. She also has looked at this and the bylaws, and so has Leslie. And so that's where we are. So I am asking for this resolution to be changed to eliminate the 3 at-large members, at least temporarily, until a bylaw committee can look at this. And hopefully we won't go for 2 years without some change to the bylaws based on what you all decide.
And I think what has to happen, and I don't know if somewhere along the line we have to do some research into the minutes of the meetings to determine whether or not the commission bylaws were updated post 2012 or are actually voted on to make some change that included those at large. And our problem right now is we don't know if that occurred. We need to go back through, have that research. It does call for 17, but it would be presumed that the way this currently reads, that the city officers, the 3 elected officers, are part of that executive committee. But then that would also mean that each of their counties also had another seat on that.
So we do not have any bylaws besides what we're talking about, what we looked at now. There may have been, Reed Smith certainly doesn't have those bylaws. So I don't know somebody who's been here for a long time I'm looking at you, Tom. Do you know if there were additional bylaws passed or some minutes of the meeting? Huh?
I don't recall. I know there's been at-large members on this committee since 2000.
Well,
I mean, you've been there as far as what's in the bylaws. I couldn't speak to the
and that's the,
bylaws. I know
You're not
we've had
wrong.
at-large members because I was an at-large member of the executive committee probably back in 2001.
so I'm sitting here with the bylaws in front of me, the commission bylaws, which Dusty also has that there's nothing out at large.
They were here before I was here. So
Right.
Lynn would probably be the only person that would know if they ever came to be or when they came to be. Because I've been
I know when they came to be. I just don't know what the rules are and if they were ever, what the actual rules are about who we pick for those. I know why I believe it happened when SPC expanded from 6 counties in the city of Pittsburgh to 11 counties in the city of Pittsburgh. They looked at the population of the counties and they added some at-large members for the larger counties. Whether anybody wants to continue that when they redo the bylaws is going to be a nice discussion with representatives from every county to decide how they want to handle it in the future.
That's right. It's 10 counties in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie looked and I looked, Lynn looked. It's not in there.
Right. So, go ahead.
for some of the list here.
At-large members are Douglas Chu, Lynn Heckman, temporarily, if, that's up to the Allegheny County executive appointment, and then Electric Bay, Janice.
So they were the proposed representative.
They were
Proposed at large, representing Allegheny, Westmoreland, and Washington, whose populations were significantly larger than the rest. However, the bylaws do not call for that.
Exactly. And I do want to make it clear that I was going to withdraw my name from that today because I have not, I don't want to, I couldn't be nominated because I hadn't been appointed. And that's all fine. I don't want to get into that, but I was not going to run today.
Yeah, we understand that.
Okay, good. Okay, so are we ready for nominations? Or are there questions?
Report. This is only, remember, this is only the commission right now. The corporate
Yes.
board.
So we have four different groups to go through. Good afternoon, everybody. And on behalf of the nominating committee, I'm pleased to report our recommendations for a slate of officers for the 2024-2025 SPC, and I'll say it again, Commission Executive Committee election. And who the slate is: Allegheny County, Sarah Innamorato, City of Pittsburgh, Mayor Ed Gainey, Armstrong County, Pat Fabian, Beaver County, Daniel Camp, Butler County, Leslie Oshie, Fayette County, Vince Vasites, Greene County, Betsy McClure, Indiana County, Robin Gorman, Lawrence County, Daniel Kennedy, Washington County, Nick Sherman, Westmoreland County, Sean Curtis, PennDOT, Kristen Mulkirin, the governor's appointee, Patrick Joyelle, Department of Community and Economic Development, Johanna Pro, and SPC Executive Director, Rich Fitzgerald, ex officio.
These are as according to bylaws, with the exception of these 3 positions that seem to be unclear. This gives you representation from all of the members, including the 10 counties in the city of Pittsburgh, along with the PennDOT governor's DCED appointees as dictated in the bylaws, and the executive director. And these are brought forward by each of the individual counties in the city. So you're placing that slate, Lynn?
Yeah, I'm placing the recommended slate. I'm presenting that to the board for you to ask if it's going to be approved.
I believe that would then require a second.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Is there any other discussion? Is there then a motion to accept the slate as delivered or as presented? Okay, sorry, that was the motion and the second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Okay.
Aye.
If there's no other annual meeting business for the commission, we can accept a motion to adjourn the commission meeting and then we will meet a board meeting.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will now.
Aye.
Okay. Now we have to, that group that was just elected is now reconvened in a reorganization meeting to elect the officers of the commission. And those typically fall in line with what you're going to see as the officers. No, that's wrong. Take that back. This is now resolution 424. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the, you can see right.
Yes, right. Like trying to get through this.
So this resolution is the officers of the commission will be. And the nominating committee chose, and I don't know if you want to say this, Lynn.
Lynn, would you like to go with your report for resolution
Sure.
424?
Sure. Next we have the nominating committee recommendations for a slate of candidates for SPC officers of the commission. They are Pat Fabian, Chair, Vince Vasidis, Vice Chair, and Betsy McClure, Secretary Treasurer.
We can accept motions from the floor as well, and or we can motion to close that slate. Here. A motion to accept the slate.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. We now have officers, congratulations, of the commission and an expected committee. All right, I need a motion to adjourn that meeting.
So moved.
Thank you. Opposed? Now, motion carries. Now we will convene the corporation annual members meeting. And as we convene that, it requires action on the minutes of the December 13th, 2021 meeting. And I would ask for approval of those minutes. Motion?
So moved. Second.
Anything further? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Lynn, report on resolution 124 to elect the corporation board of directors.
Correct. The committee recommends Allegheny County, Sarah Innamorato, City of Pittsburgh, Mayor Ed Gainey, Armstrong County, Pat Fabian, Beaver County, Daniel Camp, Butler County, Leslie Oshie, Fayette County, Vince Vasidis, Greene County, Betsy McClure, Indiana County, Robin Gorman, Lawrence County, Daniel Kennedy, Washington County, Nick Sherman, Westmoreland County, Sean Curtis, Chair, and I guess we get to the officers next, correct?
Yeah, well, hold
And
on,
just-
we can't do that yet.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
get the board.
And then, as always, I believe Rich Fitzgerald's on as ex officio, but he's also the president and CEO and the officers, so I'm not sure. Okay.
Is there a motion to accept that slate as presented?
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you. Anything further? Okay, all in favor of the slate, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Aye.
Thank you. There's a little delay. All right, so we are going to adjourn that meeting and do the reorg meeting for the corporation. So a motion to adjourn the annual meeting?
Yep.
Yep. Where are we going for drinks afterwards?
I know this was a big one.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
moving on to the reorganization meeting now for the corporation. Let's move forward. Lynn, the recommendation for the corporation officers.
Right. The corporation officer recommendations are Chair Pat Fabian, Vice Chair Vince Vasidis, President and CEO Rich Fitzgerald. Vice President is vacant pending a CEO of SPC being named, and Secretary Treasurer Elisa Sobian.
So
You
in
need
this,
vice president.
in this case, there is no vice president present because typically that vice president role is the
Is an SPC employee.
SPC staff. That was a position
Right.
held previously by Andy Waple, and it is now vacant. So until such time as that position is filled, we would have a vacant position in the vice president role. You have the chair, the vice chair, the president, the vice president, and the secretary treasurer. Okay? Is there a motion to accept that slate? Second? Second. Okay, anything further? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Whoosh, motion carries.
Gary opposed.
Any other business? Motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
Run, don't fall off.